Fies metuma catch you say nay teams ni bi ehu omo last e bi book off e bi mo so betwen the next month qualifies no omo to me e de omo sesi omo bo say indeed omo ko 2026 World Cup Mexico, US and Canada ebe hosting no it you be remember big fixtures so determine amanfo bi omo destiny nyasem keto akra enye easy kra ntinu ye be rewura sansem no na onim se endra me us na me de bae no Senegal na say no on se me fa big teams na no mo bo Africa no nyina se under 2.5 and Senegal be share 5 oni DRC omo share 5 cut by 1 ya brutal cut by 1 no na ya papa hono ntino ye be na fe ye di nkomo ye be rewuram na ya hwe standings no na ye hu se African countries ben and possibilities omo ko World Cup ye be hwe na omo ma qualify omo din betudwa and omo so ye on the verge of qualifying so ye de omo assemble there beba na ene editorial no ye be hwe the rise of a tiny island in Africa, Cape Verde. Ebi mo kano Cape Verde, but almost din Cape Verde. Yabeshe, die no mo ye right. Omo ye a little over 500,000 people. Conquer Africa to the extent say. Omo conquering no omo sha big teams or big teams to talk e wo mo na ase enei na yenim sanka AFCON ya because AFCON e bia na teams be countries be any shada nye ho ne ade say so omo ba wrem World Cup omo ba wrem metima ka cho so omo nan ba ko esi World Cup won ma anya asem keto akra ye be wrem dien en omo FA president Papa yefe no Osorio from since 2015 oya FA president dia na waye ni year nei ama oman kitikiti sa no omu edi amanfo awusa omu di a big team unim se Ghana kra ya fole ama omoda ya tiato pen omu first time omu qualify aba AFCON omu yi Ghana free mu round of 16 on penalties Cape Verde mubaka ya now no ya Ivory Coast teams na ama ya qualify anko yanim no omuka ho bi Cape Verde they actually top the group metima catch yourself African Cup of Nations time omo qualify edbaye omo lose group game 10 group game matches omo lose ba kokra in that same period omo shia Ghana omo shia Egypt unim se omo exploit ni ade team beat se Senegal atiato omo na asepen omo hadwen papa ti ebewrem ni ahwe de na omo ye right the history of the country and of omo football association no and the kind of things omo ye no editorial the be brother bibi aso etumi ade akoye yebewrem ewo the Three Lions nyasem keto akra Charlie Thomas Tuchel oye adwuma papa wakoche Serbia for anani omunum me no kasei chesa ababe 5 matches na wabone de on concede goal ma go emu no bodwuma wadre no ni ma do eke tis be sane famutimu se coach aye friend Thomas Tuchel oya dan papa saka kra ho na no amana bo the left side and saka ni on the right side wa and obo outimi so she go assist at the boama nyama etumi ko ye and also ekoye with Three Lions and ra me ka kire mo se sa Portugal game no na was aka me ja under 4 no na ka me 4 eno nko Portugal to score 2 the whole match over 2.5 home team no to score Ronaldo to score like ebenya out of their 5 sa game no me ka kire o se sa game na ye go over 2.5 so be dey bebo ampa 5 goal thriller Cristiano Ronaldo akwano 100 goals in and 1000 goals in the obeshe 1000 goals in the obeshe me na me ka kire o osane bogo ba ko de boa ma nyama tumi koye Joao Cancelo pa kwa ne nam Saudi ni pa de na wo hwe teams players abobo man u ni ade a na tumi se banchenye kra akwa ne bobo brutal enti e be rem na ya hwe Portugal mo chances obviously how our group na ye ne de on be qualify England be qualify France no ameka France asem kire mu ka France asem kire mu say enkofo no mu team no mi hu ni ye I don't see the team well enreka de na come for and also mo drop a point against Iceland until last minute Iceland she go and no ruling it out 2-1 and France share honum enti ye be rewrem na fe ye de help common so atumi aden e de abro we are na aba Africa Senegal and wasem am koye after 2 goes down on betete 2 ni nyina e de ba ko sa pay so Kinshasa na me say confusion asi ne de krom wo stadium na e fa 80,000 capacity no o mo bubu nkunya ni nyina timamfo no bu ofu so o mo qualify fan ko world cup da na efu na ni abie wo de bodro keke na qualify fa ko world cup nkofo no eja o mo huma players mbemba mo na goalkeeper no dem ma aya DRC ni de wa san goal akwani consider ye no na anyasem keto nti be rerem na ye de saa stories ni nya de ama Ivory Coast so a game ne course Cameroon oni ke verde common e be di e de akirawo Egypt so ekobo draw na me ne ka say de possibility omo next match omo ni Djibouti e wo Cairo omo gu Djibouti be de o de o but the arewo sema apie and say o mama mush abrante no epra e wo hono ma enye asem keto akura nti we games eye den ekoso a na ye didi hu komo ne ade a ye ba be di hu komo ne ade a na fe bibia so na tumi ade akoyim show no live e wo Facebook show no live e wo Facebook street is watching ubenya ye ena saso ena wo hwe MYBET no what ntemu kakra na the Africa na den e de atoa so eno na ubenya ye e wo ho na bibia so no atumi ade akoye na fe oko ABN Radio 1 ABN Radio 1 benya saso na ko Facebook anase oko YouTube wana YouTube wono obehu obete en kan de eno no sports arena MYBET.AFRICA TV MYBET.AFRICA TV ewo YouTube saso na oba Telegram account na be de us ne ade egu no no so no sports arena ko TikTok sports.arena.news channel say this weekend ye be ba TikTok live ni abedin commode afa the Manchester derby honoma enya asem keto akra honum ti ye nhye nso MYBET and aso ya say this show no bro yen come MYBET education quickly na fi yen sambra na ye medi enkomo money man mo akwaba
list of you so
ibia ye boko de
ibia ye boko
endra na wo ma also no na me ye tia na so say England game no
yes
England game no because small teams no they will close up and make come to atwom but teams bit say Serbia money they will open up and try say almost obetumi ade ahye England tie be ma emu abiebie na emu biebie so de a no ne mado eke mu be fam akwakobo goals no ede ama omo na bibia so atumi ade akoye ti no yenhwe MYBET education
yes MYBET education dia onim say betting platform say otwa bet wo MYBET.AFRICA time bia me ba ha metufo say upe bibia betwa bet asemo mba ho a www.MYBET.AFRICA e wo browser mu on the top right corner obehu icon bia circle ni green umia so a obehu login ni register say unya register me register ni so na for the 3 simple steps unso betimi register ba be ka MYBET.AFRICA ebusu and the first one your phone number ubo phone number ni shemu a na for the wako the next page your username ebetimi your fie din nickname edin bia pese o use bia obetimi abo ashim na obo shem no mo tro say ebi edin ni wo platform ne so da metu fufa number ba ko mienu bi count say ne be na unique compared to other one na wo hon say na obetimi atoa so the next one password be password ni confirm password ni na ade crawl into password abebon but the same thing she confirm password now for the board register ni so na MyBet for we send verification code now so they verify your account about be can MyBet ebusuan and nei omo chance games eba so weekend we any Champions League impo eba so next week ni early payout option ade ba ko mu to for sefa with early payout game na 2-0 na ho ato uhwe indra game e course between DR Congo and Senegal uko early payout ma DR Congo a ho ato waje osika de besi wo game num bia mfa ho eno na MyBet for ede my na say early payout option yenko ne enso yentimi fa bi with bet builder games kakra bi onso odds betimi ayedu into we just 5 selected games make a choice and 5 selected games per betimi na 50 options ewo mu one game be amount 10 option and no na MyBet today my into any games no and yes ko FIFA matches be bre na ba kwa ba be say no ofa best 5 no wetimi afa options e bia 5 to 10 one game send ya so odds betimi adu na bet na simple amount no wetimi edi into any be ka MyBet ebusuan ho na onso ye ne yen fiska ye wura weekend mu
ti MyBet nkomo ene ye wudi no MyBet ho nkomo ena ye ne wudi no yen hwe eye the African games no before I will be called my main bo score line no resource na enfama T4 na fe omo hu de course e ho no Kenya num emase shows entumi antibi Namibia South Tome bo ne kamiensa omo antumi antibi Sierra Leone share Ethiopia kamienu Niger share Tanzania Rwanda share Zimbabwe Egypt ene Burkina Faso game no Omobo Burkina Faso home Wagadugu 0-0 Cape Verde Cameroon 1-0 DR Congo mienu ma Senegal miensa South Africa baako Nigeria baako Togo baako Sudan antumi ante Angola miensa Mauritius baako Benin 9 Lesotho antumi ante bi Gabon bi saso na Ivory Coast bi The Gambia mienu ema Burundi antumi ante ena Mauritania and South Sudan. See ena table no after match day 8. Shall we say about 10 matches. Egypt 20 points. Burkina Faso 15 points. Sierra Leone 12 points. Senegal 18 points. Group B on that first. DR Congo 16 points. And Sudan, Kwesiapia Sudan 12 points. South Africa 17 points. Benin 14. Nigeria 11. Rwanda 11. Group D, Cape Verde 19 points. Osha 10 goals and consider 5. Cameroon 15 points. Osha 15 goals and consider 5. Libya and so etachiriwa also 14 points. Oko group here, Morocco 20 points. Tanzania 10 points. Niger 9. Zambia 6. Ivory Coast 20 points. That is group F. 20 points. Watch 15 goals conceding 0. Inti koso no ene edika mo no. Ade omo ye wachiri ho no no. Anyasem keto akra. Ivory Coast abo 8 matches. Watch 15 goals on conceding be. Gabon 19 points. The Gambia 10 points and Burundi and so 10 points. Kenya 9. Algeria 19 points. Group G. Uganda 15 points. Group G. Mozambique 15 points. Group G. Tunisia 22 points. And also share 13 goals without conceding. Namibia 15 points. Liberia 11, Malawi 10, Equatorial Guinea 10, na Sao Tome and Principe 0, conceded 20 goals after 8 games. Group I Ghana 19 points, or 17 goals no conceding 6. Madagascar 16 points, or 14 no conceded 7. Comoros Island 15 points, and Malay and so 12 points. Now, I have 4 best second place teams now. Omega Kobo now I be qualifying. Obeko Aquaco room. Now I Kobo another continent. So answer what to me in your qualification. See it. Gabon 19 points. Madagascar ɛwɔ 16 point. DR Congo ɛwɔ 16, Burkina Faso ɛwɔ 15, Cameroon da aseɛ pɛ 15, 6 ni yɛ Namibia, 7 ni yɛ Uganda, Benin ɛna Tanzania. Utimu sɛ Nigeria only second hɔ na yɛ consider no ɛwɔ hɔ nom. So these are the results about it. Yeah.
Yes, my main shot saying free Zimbabwe any Rwanda game no, and I think says okay Rwanda. Then so me pray for that second spot a warm group ma and so to at least a win against team friend Zimbabwe. Group num see I pie with South Africa actually move with 17, Benin or 14, say Nigeria were 11 and Rwanda were 11. I got 2 games.
Yeah. So
Rwanda to easy games on their side a bit me aboma mo to me in that second spot and near available. Next 2 games are against Benin and the South Africa, and I think the South Africa game no would determine if a South Africa to me we need that crucial game of Beboa, then maybe that last game no to me at the we are friends saying other players about my Rwanda so it me a benefit in draw your performance I'm more than a DA making sure say going to Zimbabwe or no about the whipping boys of the group 4 points pen with me are picking that 4 points no 4 draws and with me against some of the big teams on those with me born home or the and they say Rwanda person qualifier then so to me a big statement against a team like Zimbabwe to me picking 1-0 and Oshom group no man with Nigeria and the South Africa game number and draw say this is a game I'm not tipping a lot of goals because South Africa a draw for them will be okay. Nigeria and still expected win and on the day, I think it was one of the most exciting footballs I'm sure. Even though say me who that composure from the Nigerian national team, I think no more off. Me who say a lot of Nigeria bloggers, any newsway air bash your captain Truzukon because of Ongo or share. But this is the same player some years back. Or share 2 goals said the Boama Nigeria to me winning against South Africa. And I think Africa qualifications, no high time I say CAF it me introduce VAR. Say game ni ndra senka VAR game I think says Nigeria go wouldn't have stood and anke ni nke be in South Africa 1-0 against Nigeria. Ohwe go a basi share ebe ball nsa ansa na kotopon but on the day statistics wise South Africa to me born no more than rare chances of create here and in yamo mutim boy I chess ampa or maybe minis after the 2010 World Cup no almost person bomb more than to me rather the next World Cup musenyo munso beat me as anko represent South Africa mine or my say World Cup nache. And every time, yeah, apart from the 2010 now, omutimi more with the host and free okono, yeah, but getting to 3 World Cups omutimi nkobie. So this is the 4th one. Omobom momodin so mbetimi with a point gap between omunna and I think same. I did South Africa and the next game of Bono, they should surely pick a win. Nene with me about being 20 points, automatic qualification about Bedawamano. Nene with me abo Egypt and Burkina Faso. Indra na me can say this is one of the 2 games I mentioned say anyone said the game would end in a full-time draw because Egypt are or 20 points no 19 and obebo sa draw no 20 points gap between or no any Burkina Faso and no than each year see about 5 so meaning say Egypt ever drop a point and over drop that first position and meaning that this will lose in the next 2 games in October no. Diama Egypt will lose 2 games after scoring 16 goals and just conceding 2.
On Djibouti.
Yes, on lose game mpoye. Ni 8 our boy winning 6 about draw 2. The likes of Djibouti wouldn't be able to stop Egypt. Ebe biye kwa ma Sierra Leone and Burkina Faso to overtake them or they be intimate. So Egypt, the Egyptian national team traveling to Burkina Faso no munim say Enye Gidigidi said they should go and find a win, but a draw will be okay for them and draw. It was a good game for them. Picking a draw against Burkina was a debakwa a bomb ye. I think Obo Kid Verdi me bomb so. Yenche Gabon and name Ivory Coast game and also a 1 game and draw me can say this game will surely end in a draw. Because Ivory Coast and so on Gabon Gab ne dom team just 1 point. And they okwa away to Gabon. Uya wadwin say uko biemu ne na koba. Ne bia wakwa akoshew. Ohyew pe no anu no ba beda wenim. Nti ene na Ivory Coast here just the point to cement that particular position in order no. Na group no about between Ivory Coast and Gabon because Ivory Coast was 20, Gabon was 19. Omo marking na 10-10-10-9. O share points gap na be den say Gambia e betimi aye den. Gambia betimi akwa that second impo because games are no points the Gambia to me we need no benya 6. or the 6 ne kind of 10 we be 16 on team pom be Gabon into say an ababe between Ivory Coast and Gabon why ne betimi win in the next 2 games and na Ivory Coast etimi Lucy and obo draw and Gabon sa kwan so it was a game I wasn't expecting Ivory Coast to go in and fight for a win even though they're fighting for a win in Quebec bomb but a draw would have put them on a safer side omutimi kopes ha draw na MYBET koyi yenhwe DR Congo Senegal and Indra Ebeye more into the game the Wiana Stadium na boma what the supporters were expecting Inyama no mo hwese betimi akoyi ama team netimi do that performance and they ometimi were their first ever World Cup and the euphoria the fans the players bibia koyi but I think say things started moving badly after we were friends saying Ghana gate me shares ha go no. After that, and I think now for the DR Congo players were shaking because they were feeling say we are meeting one of the biggest friends and football nations in Africa, and they were teaming at 2-1 now. They would give us a lot of pressure. I think Mukambu, Yohan Wisa, HS say yes, they can take the DR Congo flag up, but I was a bit surprised with the way they took the defeat because a new group now list to 18 against 16. Now 18 against 16. Those say Cameroon were plus 10 goals. Almost were plus. That is 7. Sudan and they were the other way. But Sudan also in the qualifiers we were nyani ye cry. Even though say before Yebebo qualifiers we do baby Sudan was closer. Sudan ebe lead the table for some time. You do baby obeda second and they were drop it with bad performance. I don't know say Kusiapia side no maybe the chan no more boy and affect you or because in these 2 qualifiers, boy, and we didn't see the best Sudan. Against
I think
Ghana.
Game against South Sudan.
Yeah.
Could drop a point for home.
Yes.
And no.
And
no na Emma loses momentum no. That was the last they were leading and a last minute and South Sudan for Etikano.
Yes, it is a Oshe Omoha. Oshe now DR Congo, they shouldn't be disappointed with the results. You are playing against one of the best teams in Africa. And they say Utiminya, though say it was disappointing, leading 2-0, and our fans in him say we can take good advantage of this 2-0. Maybe end the game at least on a draw. Because at least on a draw and still they almost took the top of the table. But Osha, Senegal, HSA, yes, they can come into the game with that last minute goal with Pape Matassa share. No, it was like a PS through the we friends and DR Congo fans or Makumim. And I'm no suni who say they destroying things at the stadium, doing a whole lot of things, say, and they are disappointed in their players' performance or mean to me and Danny. But I think said there's still room for them to also improve and also get a chance to qualify because of matches or Makano. Ocean the next game only Togo. Even though Togo on the table is also doing well, but their next game is also against Sudan. These are 2 difficult games for them. Ocean Togo, Sudan. Sudan would like to prove a point, and they onunsu as our second spot no onunsu betimi enya. So it will be a difficult game. Whereas Senegal on the other hand, I would say they would enjoy, and they are happy because this game was a game a win would have cemented their place in qualifying. Their next game only South Sudan, on the whipping boys of the group. Now for the only Mauritania, onunsu abaye the whipping boys of the group. In Europe, October, Muno boss qualifies. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Southway Senegal be about first 6 points from this game and top the group. Now, for the Sudway, DR Congo being on second, on the other teams in Bekwa Benin, Indra, almost ultimately Nigeria for Akuma because Osha, after Nigeria getting a draw with South Africa, no more say Benin and Lesotho game, no. At least Lesotho. Send your mother that performance and your multimillionaire win some time ago. No, betting saying winning against Benin, but also Benin core game no more prepared. A home game in their home stadium, and they also multimi bomb more than to me winning. Now, multimi winning by 4 goals. Now with this 4 goals, no advantage that they brought when they say before the game no more 0 goal difference. Nigeria +2. Internet also or shell Lesotho. Eso to Michel Lesotho to the extent say any goal difference a factor bomb, and they were able to score 4 goals into a Benin +4 14 points. Okay, the next few games are against Rwanda and against Nigeria. Inti ene or what that Rwanda game ni se kwan bia so no ontimi wini a eso otimi pick a point. Otimi pick a point against Rwanda. Then on Nigeria that is Nigeria at least otimi nya draw obetimi a maintain that second spot. Ohwe Nigeria on the other hand onunso games aka no onunso games aka obebo no are more like a difficult game on the other hand on Lesotho, which on Lesotho game omo boy no it ended in a draw. Nigeria home 1-1. So when they onu call Lesotho, how can they go and get that point? A crucial win for Nigeria. So we group num dia ababe pie to the extent that between Nigeria and Benin by the end of October no, one of them will be disappointed because one Benin and the other second looking at say Otimi wini the next game against Rwanda, a draw against Nigeria, he's okay to go. Nigeria on the other hand so share say only Benin game not all course at home. And so Sutimi born home again. And so Lesotho draw no munya wa Nigeria and a return leg in Lesotho no. And so no Sutimi nya sa point into share Nigeria mu group now. The other groups need be asset. The likes of Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco mu group need there asset. You could see say people are already getting their position on betting qualify. But the share Nigeria mu group now. It will go to the last day between Nigeria and Benin on who would qualify as the second best team.
They are also looking at the possible 3-point deduction.
Yes, from South Africa. And no, I am in person Nigeria for the margin to be brave because football, BBI the moment obey your attention if we say we need to win games. Now all James yeti obi am home betom. See ano as a now no show group na list to say yeti South Africa 3 points na near. They are on the same point with Benin. And still, South Africa will top the group. Because Obabenya 14, Benin were 14. With a draw, with goal difference or +8. And as you see, Benin or +2. Where South Africa next games on Beba, on Rwanda, on Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, the South African down for. They are located in South Africa. In TNA, so Bibet Mimpo Abuama South Africa qualifier, a bear Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Because it will be okay to see South Africa at the World Cup. Almost bet me a cheer. So even that 3 points are being deducted, still South Africa is having the upper hand to qualify ahead of we Omomakao group. Jemshe Cape Verde, and I think they've been the surprising team in this qualifies. Now, and 1 year because in the last AFCON, they showed what they can do. They came into the tournament as the underdogs and performed so well against some of the big teams. In their group, and then one saw 19. Against Cameroon over 15 and Libya Tahiti with 14. And the Cameroon as why she because this was a game at least a draw would have helped them.
Yeah.
A draw would have helped them. And I was tipping Cameroon to get a draw in this game because traveling to Cape Verde was a difficult game for them. Cape Verde for pitch and Mehusa and Kofo complaining AstroTurf and a whole lot of things. But getting a draw there was a safe thing. Now she go and draw Cape Verde for player friend Livramento at the share Cameroon. On any day list I was a bit disappointed with one the players on the pitch and two Onana imposed because the player and drive a ball from the center line straight into the Cameroon half, straight into the 18-yard box. Odu 18-yard box Onana nyana dream pose nko pimpo abe distracted player no ojina po no man ball short share no. And you can't be doing this at the highest level of football. You say sometimes players take cards, they take red cards to be able to save their team. And on the day, no baby another player no quit ball no. So be far away now. I don't think the referee would have given a red card because there were a lot of Cameroonian players around. It wouldn't cause in maybe a denial of a goal. So it was something and then case team here. So group nebi from Cape Verde side no, or you're very safe. 19 points. The next 2 games of no. So Timinya at least 3 points in part, they are okay. In the next 2 games, only Libya and Eswatini, which almost they are the whipping boys of the group. Oshoma, Obia, Shom, and Swatini were picking just 2 points from 2 draws or boy. And Libya, on also praise on Nuzubinya that second spot. No, Cape Verde, Bernard, or Nuzubeko, Aquaco, but Cameroon, on no difficult games, Kaka, especially going into a game on a Mauritanians and Angola. That Angola game will be very difficult for them, especially playing at home. In Cameroon, being the champions, performing so well in previous AFCONs, see African countries or Mako into the World Cup stage, or making history, or can't be, but or lucky, they may not get that second spot. Say, it's a Libya it means that crucial win at home against Cape Verde. So Cameroon destiny na show more mun same. Sisi anoma yama akwa share Cape Verde in same. Say ne Cape Verde ntimi mbom homode mom. No mun ntimi hye Libya. Na me no so no Cameroon ntimi benefit efri enyama also by bebo Cape Verde for abaso. List to watch matches omabo in recent days. Last time on pick a defeat was against Mauritania. That was the AFCON qualifiers and no mobile. That was a 1-0. Last time we lose game was 2014, 2024, November 19th. Free Hawkono. We really games even on the Georgia Kobo friendlies. It's me pick. That shows say they are building up something good. They were the smallest nation in the African continent and they weren't even being regarded as one of the best teams on Betimia grow into way. But their last defeat was in November 2024. From there till now, there was September, just 2 months, just 2-3 months. So they would have a whole year without a defeat, which shows they are putting up something good. They are making sure their football gets very attractive. Then they can get into that World Cup and also show the world say country be Africa. Your friend Cape Verde or also bet me about bebo ni be.
Okay, right. Eti yanhwe yemede we bia to so me odebe to so ne yanhwe teams we believe say likely say now two the Oma qualify the Tunisia and Morocco there.
Yeah.
Oma qualify. Yanhwe omo likely so me qualify. Then the second place teams in so no yebehwe na fe bibia tumi aye ha.
Okay, it is a yehwe groups now starting free group A with Egypt surely Oma qualify because now the gap between only Burkina Faso we 5. I say Egypt losing the next 2 games. Then Sierra Leone importing me winning the next 2 games. And Sana mathematically obeti me mpo aben. Na numpo na say Burkina Faso winning the next 2 games. No so akwa that first. So it will be very difficult say Egypt mo table now who na best. I'm seeing Egypt qualifying as the first place team. Then Burkina with the disappointing results or mutiminya of you know more so bet me pick that win. They will qualify as the second best team. With Group B, Senegal etime enya sa dominant na no mu hia no after going down omo the likes of Sudan mo any DR Congo mo pre enei ometime aba better first and I wouldn't be surprised being at the first position they will go on to still qualify into Group B. I'm seeing Senegal and DR Congo qualifying. Sudan depending on how they can come up senko timinya that win against South Sudan and Kenya nka it will be a good performance for them. That game would have ended maybe on 15 in DR Congo with any defeat or any draw in DR Congo's game but after not picking that win and also losing about be a big problem for them and they can't get into that qualification. Group C South Africa. I'm looking at Nigeria surprising people. South Africa will surely qualify as the top team in the group, but me who said Nigeria that 2 games one against Benin or Nigeria will be that decider for Nigeria. Nigeria be winning against Lesotho or beating only Benin game be very difficult. I think say Nigeria would prove something they would qualify there, but it will depend. If they pick 6 points, they can now get into the second best teams and bebo that playoffs na kwakoshia the other way Group D, Cape Verde timiache say they can also the small boys can also come in and also be that big boys in any group against Cameroon, any countries now can. I think they would qualify. Cameroon will surely also qualify because if Cameroon doesn't qualify, it will be a big blow for them, especially in this World Cup or in this group. The likes of Eswatini, Mauritius, Angola, Libya. World Cup ni bida. Ne Cape Verde can 5. Only teams 5 will good World Cup ni bida. Ne qualify out. It will be a very disappointing result for them. I'm looking at Cape Verde and also Cameroon qualifying. Group E ni dia Morocco edikan. Now Group E ni dia man yesterday ni say between Tanzania, Niger, Zambia, one will surely qualify. But I'm tipping say Zambia has been very disappointing in this qualifiers. Ye name him say Oka countries they do baby they moved from the underdogs to become one of the dominants in the African continent was Zambia. the likes of Omubon getting into that Omuwini the AFCON Nyama. Now they are losing that spark. Group we but just 6 games. Lose 4 and we win 2. And then against Niger, Congo, Tanzania, Zambia should have at least be battling with Morocco or so. But it has been a difficult way qualifies for them. I'm looking at with the former Tanzania Kutawo group. If they can continue like that, I'm looking at Tanzania qualifying with Morocco. Zambia can pull up a surprise in their next 2 games. So we near 6 points. Then you beat me at lip floor. Okay, we are friends saying Tanzania. But I'm seeing that Tanzania would continue with that momentum. At least a draw and a win for them in their next qualified games. No, Group F. Ivory Coast, Sisiano, with me say a group no only Gabon April.
Yeah.
Inti say Ivory Coast, and again say the next 2 games in poor board drawer. Still obey me a qualify either as the first best team or obey me a into that second. Oshe point the kuta Gabona on any day in call groups beat say Cape Verde group and go that first, or group beat South Africa group and go that first. That shows say group no. Those teams don't move in also, but the point margin has been little between any Cote d'Ivoire. So that
they didn't get the minnows to help them.
Yes,
because say Ghana group now, Chad to me Ghana drop a point.
Yeah.
Ghana Mamalia drop a point. Madagascar we are drop a point. So a year balance, but we know as mutu no, and Oma dominated.
Obi Seychelles Island or no about chair point about 8 games they lose 8 in Seychelles Kenya any Burundi na ayama sisiano top one ababe so point about Jinao because on any day the third best team will group no more 10 points. I can't 2 games mathematically they can't qualify into a more marking now they are just out. So about to ababe between Ivory Coast and also Gabon. Why the bet me winning next games and why the bet me a bomb pies and the counterpart in the bed lose one or be draw.
So this is how omo face chess no etie La Côte d'Ivoire and Ivory Coast and Seychelles because Seychelles home
yes and 3 point a man
ti was say o win this game o we are no abebo home against Kenya
and home sure point
Abidjan against Kenya. Then Gabon and so the Gambia or quite away the Gambia and yes small match
game, yeah.
No we are Burundi. Yes, o share a year omoni Burundi ni ade ultimus omon sheda anya de enya ibia. Omon sheda Burundi sheda anya ibia okoshe no 2-1 ni ade but Burundi is what 10 points. They still want to make amass a lot of points. To measure almost it's whatever project they are doing to help them to measure. So on paper, I think yes on paper. Now it was Endra. Can be as no say Gabon share. Cote d'Ivoire I would home.
Yes.
Gabon bo home now so then. Oshe. Na finka o to me higher than LA Frog Cote d'Ivoire. Then the last 2 games when him say we need 2 games ni nyina we qualify. But now winning the 2 games, Crown will not save them. Will not guarantee say over qualify unless La Côte d'Ivoire drop it. But I don't think so.
2 games or
Seychelles
have conceded 39 goals
just 8 already. Games. And Kenya so no though conceded 11, but then almost the 5th position. I mean, sure say La Côte d'Ivoire
Kenya away, Kenya home to Côte d'Ivoire and Kebetimi
but Côte d'Ivoire home yeah.
It be very difficult. Group J, Algeria, Uganda, Mozambique, Guinea, we are friends in Botswana, and Somalia. I think say group we are Somalia buy into the group to just wabeche points in there wabeche with Timinya that famous draw Timinya and Algeria. They are already in the stage where NM1 said they would surely qualify. See, I know group number be very difficult between Uganda and Mozambique. Now between these 2 teams, one thing they say, Uganda na so be shiye because obebo Botswana, which is an easy game for them to win. Obi obeko Algeria fee, and they or they just +2 goals spend apa team my friend that is Mozambique. Into that Algeria away game no be very difficult among. Now on the Mozambican side no on Uzbeko Guinea no akọ Somalia which are easy games for them. Ntino Osha team be a friend in Uganda and or my friend in Uganda ne ho bechi ni ye unless say Algeria efile say ma qualify we into that collapse simple ameyempo me fresh senior players no but me timi ama maybe local players will be timi on my pre but Algeria nso per se otimi maintain sa dominance in a group of countries or mun call World Cup ni bi da nti ene or show bia and eba be very difficult ama team a friend in Uganda o Algeria ni group your woman like one defeat pen a winner and that defeat came from team a friend in Guinea, which was a surprising defeat to them. Algeria will surely qualify, and I'm seeing say Mozambique be qualifier. They need to get at least +5 goals against Somalia because they know -3. Okay. Mozambique or +5. Which difference now 8 into Timina +5 goals. Now at least Uganda and so lose no goal difference. So that would be the only way. But I'm seeing Algeria and also Mozambique qualifying out of Group G. Group H. Group H, Tunisia. A match say yes. Tournament qualifies we know. One of the best teams are Eomo. About 8 games. We need 7. About draw back. Ashe 13 goals. About 8 games on concede. Senke any table 10 in common on better first with 22 points, the highest in the qualifiers. And Uche say yes, they are ready to go to another World Cup. And I was surprised, especially with their performance. But they do, baby, you know, looking at the teams on Muniomu group list to Uche, we have friends Malawi, Equatorial Guinea, and now I'm feeling say maybe a bit more pressure, kaka. And as I told me for Omonde, they just came into dash point into Usha. They can go in and qualify, but I'm looking at Namibia getting that playoff, no, because with 15 points in the next 2 games, okay, unless you'll be losing the next 2 games, and San and Hobeche, no, now the next 2 games, Obebono, only Tunisia, Bebo. That will be one difficult game for them. Tunisia, home.
Okay.
And Tunisia, because of record on my set, you know, and nobody a difficult thing on the game, maybe on the beche, because opposite set record say me ba group, no, me beche obia. Obianzo into me and go and to me poem. Now a record at that one. It will be a very difficult game for Namibia against Tunisia, and I think that game, no, the best for Namibia will be a draw. Then Omobebo near Libya and a Liberia games on Bebo. No soon Namibia in the next game, which our game will be decided. Why in the that second spot? Liberia go home. Intino, how can they perform well against Obita and Namibia? But I'm looking at last game on my boy. Last game on my boy between these 2 teams, no. Now, your friend is saying Namibia, it's me ball draw fee. So they need to at least replicate that same thing or Libya home to make sure says position no that is the second position Okuta 15 points, you know. Obinya 16, now Libya Babinya 12. We go difference or +8 into so loses our game against Tunisia and put by 1-0, they are sure to qualify. And no Namibia, but I'm seeing Tunisia and Namibia qualifying. Yeah, Ghana group no. With Ghana no, since Ghana were 19, Mozambique was 16, Comoros were 15, and Mali were 12. And Osha qualifies now. This has been the toughest group for me.
Okay.
Osha from first down to 4th. Bibia betimesi.
Okay.
Because a Mali picking the next 2 wins, Obeko 18. Ohui be that second straight, even though say other now that 4th. Comoros picking next 2 wins Obeko 21. Obetimi amba be Pagana who akoda first. The same as Madagascar picking the next 2 wins Onuzubeko 22. Obetimi amba be Pagana ho. So the group is not just sealed like that. But at the interior, most Ghanaians who need to okay, qualification now be possible. Yeah, 1. Ghana beko Central African Republic, which was a game Ghana team pick a lot of goals in the first game on board Accra. Then Ghana beko Comoros Accra, which it was one team at Comoros share Ghana, so it's one of the biggest revenge for Ghanaians to be able to beat Comoros. I don't the or AFCON. I don't the be biom. Ne yes more ebi Accra Sports Stadium and Kumasi there. We need to take advantage of them. You Ghana will surely qualify in this group. I'm looking at Madagascar taking advantage of the likes of Mali and Comoros because of games on one. Yes, because Osha Madagascar next games Obebo Comoros Utiminya to say an faith one in same only Comoros ewa we at least near a point only Mali ewa we at least near a point and near a point I mean is our two teams win cause 6 points so mnyano what it is one mom and it will help Madagascar here so Madagascar here to qualify ni faith ewa no one in same you are meeting those people are only on more pere so you need to take advantage of them we hear Comoros are onunzu a difficult game one against Ghana and one against Madagascar. So Comoros, Comoros didn't qualify because Madagascar game, no Madagascar put in all Ghana's game, no unless maybe Ghana wants to do a favor to Comoros. But I'm not sure. Say after that, with humiliation, or the Ghana film, no Ghana would make their mind sure this are points in Betrom. Now Mali or Nuna, as a noun, Obenya Chad, which is a good game for them.
Okay.
By any name, say Ghana kwa tested Chad for pitch, you know, complaints about. Can Mali go there and dominate and win comfortably? And no baby at the back. Now, if you don't Madagascar, see, Mali to me pick that crucial 3 points against Shada. Only the likes of Comoros and Madagascar, baby, at the same point. Then on also fit one in same against Madagascar.
But I think they should be able because Ghana to me share first goal. What should the attitude that Ghanaian players show a concede a goal. I'm not sure Mali will do that.
Yes, but see, I make some fit one more if they go in and Kobos Boa Ghana Kobo Abia, who's a World Cup no munkobi. So this is something I think Central African Republic, Chad, Modi, they are out. Or they are just in to just help and make sure say Miabekoyi. There are second best teams, no.
Okay.
As of now, Gabon at first with 19, Madagascar Ewomu with 16, DR Congo with 16, and team friend Burkina Faso with 15. The likes of Cameroon, Namibia, any other countries almost be born my last games in my dreams almost beat me up with him. One thing about this playoffs, I didn't say DR Congo for Ebufu ye say. Playoffs, no. 4 teams qualify from second best, even those groups in the also. That 4 teams, number home and away against them. Uyi Union Kwa, no matter beat a final playoff bill. No akwa share uya. And send wakwa kushia Oceana for no into Okwainwa. Ubebo a home and away game against Tipe Ebepel to that is 2 games. Wakwa kobo a final, that is 3 games. And send wakwa kobo that outside playoff news no meaning some ben 1 and
intercontinental
1, yes. Until meaning say ubebo 4 games and send wait me qualify. Na bisa won say with lack bet me our side to the extent say you can and also teams in so about big group you was half for now
possible say Nigeria across bet me aborim
yes bet me aborim into say as Nigeria team borim the likes of Cameroon bet me our DR Congo bet me our Gabon bet me our na Madagascar and Comoros so about be a 4 teams are they are hard to beat on any day so until no be a praise say bet me but I think say with this style with this pattern and also FIFA slot on my baby na Boama Africa way na aye the year because firstly in can be pick maybe top teams no prepare no money on ho akwa say who in the last World Cup na say Ghana and Nigeria bo home and away playoff Ghana team no be you have a longer group bo home modern qualify straight and you feel now be top group to say Bianca Tunisia or top in the group 22 you know akwa shia Ghana na Ghana hye no no free but they qualify straight and a boy so I think says slot in there I think says there to stay African countries in there so more than the next World Cup on Bekono omuntimi nya de Morocco ye ni bi na afi de slot ni ntimu nya de emumpeja ni nya more slots senior ni the big nations of Africa no e be miss out from the World Cup.
Okay right you know yeguswa etinkonya so nenra game back come person all this table ne to soma me all the to soma me group pack ved ewom yes say o hwe na all the to soma me na afi bibia so no etumi ekoye Cape Verde omo group ni 19 plus 5 and Cameroon ewo Osha Cameroon was 15. So my mom Jenny no. My mom Jenny no. With the World Cup games no. My mom Jenny no say baby I started free. Na fi baby a omo ya de omo ko. First That's World Championship qualification. Omoni Angola bo 0-0 and omo share Eswatini. That is omo ye mo almost start fi ase ho. Omo bo mo qualifies no free ase ho ansana omo ba group. What you say? Ansana omo ba group. Enti ya say no omo ne Angola. Yes, Angola so group nim.
Yeah.
Keved bo on the first game against Angola. Omo bo 0-0. Ana Keved ko share Eswatini. Eno menya 4 points. Omo free honum no. Ana omo bebo Cameroon share omo 4-1. Ana omo share Libya 1-0 ewo home. Omo share Libya 1-0 no. Ana omo share Mauritius 1-0. And no mukoko share Angola 2-1. Bebia ade ne sesan yi ni. Omo ko Luanda. Aya Estadio 11 de November. Omo for November. So November. Stadium 11 de November. Ewo Luanda 48-seater capacity. And omuko omu di kan share first goal on the 47th minute. That is first half no. And omu share. Abrante friend Rocha Livramento. The same striker na. O share Enra no. Ono ne share. Then in the second half, on the 50th minute, Gelson Dalla for Ayer Angola. O take no. And a Rocha Livramento ya esa ede ba ku ye de episo. And a year 2-1. It is our victory way. And it's a sign ahead of the dynamics of the the contest. It is our victory way by no. Then omuko share. Now we are omuko share the Mauritius 2-0. And omo tena fi na before omo ba bebo eye game no. Na point ni say na tie. Cameroon wo 15 point na. Ena omo Kived wo 16 point. Eti na wo say Cameroon ko ye den e ko hye omo na Cameroon elidi omo by 2 points na Cameroon to aso ko winning in 2 matches no qualify. Enti Kived for after omo ko share Angola for because na Angola was 10 points. And on my day, Omakoko show so Angola share a yeki veda. Anka all the three ka Angola de 13. And I shall say this way Angola etra I think okwawe kulusui. Okwawe kulusutu and also tena fie lusutu Libya. And to get table way team 1 to 2 ni nyama ye. Ko to 2 ni nyama ye wo hwe strength of the ball African Cup of Nations. So on the same strength the ball World Cup qualify Angola. Because now Obo home 2 this window no Obo home 2.
Which Africa game need Obo home?
Yes, constant. And on my Libya be the share na say all share Mauritius 3-1. Eti automatically no no e ni ho afrim. And ni omo share Cameroon. Omushia Cameroon no. Na Cameroon here win. Because see, it is important say obekwa kwhye no. Na why then wo be lead no. Ti sese na Ghana call into a Mali game nim. Mali eja no ho ball draw mfimfin o baabi. Ana Ghana hu say ye kwhye me kwhye Mali a. Me beat Mali. Do me lose to Comoros there. But me hye Mali a. Me ba be den me le frog Mali because na Mali first 2 games one start here.
Yeah.
Eti mimi nkonko hye no me hye na oba me hase ya. Na fe de o se me de no me de me de aya no. Eti Keved no. Otifie no he was only waiting for Cameroon to come and score. Cameroon so na also hye at all costs. And o hye players at Cameroon parody here. Goalkeeper Onana. Abrante Feno Chachachua Wo Boyomo Nunu Mbemu, Baleba, Nkundu, Abubakar, Hogla, Anna, Nguiza. These are players or they are the core. And almost no more de Vosina, Morera, Lopez, Borges, Joao Paulo, Lalini, Semedo, Mendes, Akanju, Anna Giovanni, na brati feno Rocha Livramento, omo top striker. Omo top striker. Eno omo ye de omo ko face omo. Omo bona on the 54th minute. And I made for that back who say Academy Cameroon, they born could be a room because they were basically sitting deep. Our more defending Cameroon no more the more proby to go and score. And I made for that back or J Born or Danet no. And ye J Boni finism. Ye J Boni finism. Play an J Born on a 1.5. Obey to me and bringing it down one more the 18-year boxing him. And goalkeeper and Sujinamwa and Obebo born here at 2 net him. My vote, oh, 84th minute there. Say, near Yibia. Cameroon better. Abacha. Cameroon both 60th minute, 61st, and answer 61% a year possession as against 39. And Obo only 8 shots. It should tell you what happened in the game. Only 8 shots. Meanwhile, the Obo 39. A year percent about 9 shots. Cameroon about 2 shots on target and a year Cape Verde about 4 shots on target. Corner kicks, Cameroon enya 7. So it means Cameroon and to me and take a advantage of set pieces. Because if you're looking at statistics, the best a year at the Anaka Cameroon for to me a use the share a year Amranti Cape Verde for yes a corners and corners and only 7 nina omon to me and fakoto anyam kwa Cape Verde a keep clean sheet. Minoka Cape Verde the next game or call or call away ana me pesa me share or tnafie Honey Eswatini, the European boys, Obeshano. It is 2 games way on Libya and Sobebo. The only 1 victory. Onyasa 1 victory now. Or qualify. Baby are Okon. And it's Oko World Cup for the first time in their history. Now, Obi Pisa was a Cape Verde for no cry. Only one because you see, Ghana could be. Oh, Ghana, they say, "Waba, tieni momo." Ivory Coast, oh, it's Ivory Coast there. Didier Drogba, mama ba yeni momo. Oh, Morocco, it's now we are semi-finals. Anyway, we know them. Tunisia, oh yes. Omo baby, Egypt, oh no problem, Egypt there. Oh, Nigeria and to me amba, oh. Omo players when you know Nigeria for to me amba, oh. Cameroon to me amba, oh. Omo players, oh, omo to me amba. DR Congo, oh, we samo, any Bakambu, Omo to me amba, oh, Gabon, oh, Bamiyan, Omo to me amba, oh, so sad. I don't know your baker. Cape Verde, or qualifier, one qualifier, or be ample, Mr. Say, oh, na Cape Verde, maybe nobody even cares, or be a mile. Who knows them? Nobody knows them. If you don't qualify, no, people will start to Google country. No, international journalists will try to profile them, will try to dig deep about country being. No more FIFA, no more to me either. I join Ghana, Eba World Cup. Where are they from? Especially in a group of Libya, Gaddafi, Libya, and then the 5-time champions. A woman there. Is it them as even Angola across womb? Is it them as a country in also qualify? So people will start talking about them. And no, and I'm a little research about Cape Verde. Cape Verde, our population, a little over 500,000 people. There are 500,000 people. We check Kumasi mami. Kumasi ni pado do send Kumasi. Accra de men can because Accra is overpopulated. We check Kumasi mami. A small country and omo island inti me wo ohwe African map na, right? I want to show you baby a omo ye den omo. Ohwe the African map na. This is where they are. They are what? I want to hear the arrow na den achire no. That is where they are. Omo ni Mauritania, omo ben the Gambia, omo ben Senegal, ehonum na tie no omo na wo MYBET. The omo ye small island. Oh my head omati omo. Meti makacho. Omo ye neighbors to Portugal. Enti there are people la omo wo Portugal see ya omo nchi efike vet. Even Cristiano Ronaldo Alvaro dos Santos na be blacks omo fi Cape Verde. Notable names bi obetumi aka Nuno Espirito Santo of Cape Verde. Though omo ne Portugal terminal yisa intino they moved to Portugal without any problem. Unya boat wo ko afarefo no unya boat pe na wo wura Portugal honom. Abranti friend Luis Nani and obehwa Portuguese players na omakoye se omo yese CD gomafo omo aso omo yaye fulani fo no bebre na Africa Verde. Especially blacks na woman no Portugal, blacks na woman no bebre na Africa Cape Verde. Iti Luis Nani na no ye omanya abranti ba ko oka omutimu ne friend Bebe Aboma United bebo Rayo Vallecano ani ade na no Afcon omo ya omo free mo ne South Africa omo call ya South Africa yi omo free mo in penalty shootout Bebe and ball ne penalty say no na Bebe so ye de eka Bebe so Portuguese ni ofi Portugal but omo atwene de na ba because ni nchi efi Cape Verde. So that is omo man ne wo no omo ye only omo maximum 600,000 people. Na Kumasi de any saying. So they are a very small. Accra so saying ho. Accra den eso saying ho. Na if you are saying no, it doesn't matter how small you are. What matters is how great you can use how small you are no to achieve no. And the most important thing. We are small there. It doesn't matter. But the greater things now, but as being smallish, we to me and the most important thing. Kumasi
4 million.
4 million.
Estimated in 2025 projection, it exceed 4 million by 2025.
And I likely say Kumasi. Likely say Kumasi any either Cape Verde be pe anase Kumasi be so Cape Verde. That is omo country no. That's here no. And I mean can say it doesn't matter how small you are. But what you can use small or smallness or small how small you are no, the kind of great things you can achieve no, and the most important. And I'm telling you that my friend Cape Verde, how I'm from Cape Verde no, they are small but they've achieved great things. Oma achieving a lot of great things. Football almost started here. My mom biggest defeat. Na me chira wade. Cape Verde. Omo Cape Verde football Cape Verde football association. Me besa me chiro omo Cape Verde Football Association. Omo joining FIFA in 2000. They were founded in 1982. Omo joining FIFA in 2000. And omo joining CAF 1986. Now, mamema o the notable teams na asho mo kese no. Unim say Ghana ka ho.
Yeah, Ghana show mo 4-0.
Ghana show mo 4-0.
And the first year win is our game no. I think in 2005. I had to qualify for a maiden World Cup.
World Cup. Yeah, go World Cup no. Omo your country you go show. You could go omo 4. Senegal will go omo 5-1. The omo biggest defeat no. Ghana ka ho. Senegal ye dey e ka ho. Omo FA president. Ye friend no Victor Osonrio. 2015 na obabe fa dwumadie no. Oni na enyo no nko ade. The first FA president na we be take over from him no. Omo nyina omo wo adwen papa. Ye ka adwen papa omo nyina omo ye de omo obi. Na Ghana egu omo sae amanfo gwa omo amanfo show omo yi. Ball no de omo nimbo. They don't know how to play football. So omo your imagine say look. Yes ade o show omo free yanchiri eko Portugal. Look at ball omo ball. Tell say ball na we mu. But we need to do certain things. In 1999, and a FIFA did be by a friend of FIFA Go Project. FIFA Go Project 1. And a buyer. A buyer, no more, yes, sir. Or may be a bit to me about it, a barber, and mamma assess it. And na FIFA team upon it say, look, you can develop human beings to play football, to play good football. So the talent into me, yet is a Pele. Cristiano Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Messi. You can get players omoye nani. Jordan are you, Dede are you. Obetumi anya Hurricane mo. Obetumi anya Dele Ali mo. You can train people, young footballers, to become professional footballers. But before you can do that, you need to do certain things right. When they started as a football association, the normal Africa you my attitude bia recreation ye kwa kobo ani afrefre part time for ni nyoma kobo ashe ni de ni waba ashe ni de ni buaba. No, we will have to do something about in football. We need to turn things around, and they attempted it through the FIFA Go project. When they did, when omoye then omo modern access FIFA Go project no, what they did was that omo build omo headquarters. Omo headquarters. I'm telling you, authority say omo headquarters no. E wa fe a kono sen pram. Ghana Mines Soccer of Excellence no. Me na me catch. They did that. A was no omo ye de omo technical center. So omo head office wona administratively no be omo adwuma wona. Omo sa so ye obde omo center wona center hono. E no mo ye omo adwun say de omo be ye pitches. E de egu ho. Mini stadium e wo ho. Omo be ye camping base for all their national teams. Cape Verde one of the countries omo national teams no obi mu nkoda Alisa eni bi mu enkonkoda Kempinski omo nyina campe wo the technical center hono. That is what they use their way one pitches na wo no mini way na wo no so omo akasa no omo sa omo nọọsụ. So the unyane se obeye pitch ni ye na adia kakra amanfo kakra o ma be hwemo no o ma ba be den o ma ba be hwemo even o stadium ye o share yi wo kra little over 15,000 enti en na ededa ho no na o ma ye na AstroTurf. The reason why o ma ye na AstroTurf na say o mo share epuntam enti getting a grass pitches, you know. Either it will be extremely expensive, and answer it will be impossible to have it. So they decided to go with the AstroTurf. Now AstroTurf ni omu different. Chairman, enya the MPs ni ye okromo ano. AstroTurf ni your correct ones wo pa. Enu bi no maye. Na almost 30 year no. Na emu odin. Because about a little over $1.3 million. And almost a car. No more the yes, our project wing kete. And a dear amo football ni adane. How effective omu utilize omu FIFA Go project no. Sika no mo assess ye no. How effective omu tumi aye ti omu fankola no ma ye de omu grumi omu fankola no ma tete omu. Enti nkakranka ana mo start se chale amu wo we bia no mo friends lo fosoni den cap bia ya no mo bo ene omo ne omo ho island for na wo na omo bobo enti omo bobo akomienu no mu se ase bo ya ye bo idi ase wo soro kakra enti yam fa hodin nkoko remu ho AFCON qualifies. So in 2013 ana mo bo remu ana mo nyomo first qualification to participate in the continental accolade, that is the CAF African Cup of Nations 2013. So we no come host it. I think South Africa 2012 and 2013 now we born South Africa. Omo ba no. Do you know what they did? Omo qualify from group ni. Omo qualify from group ni mu no. E no mo chi o man konkron Ghana. 2013 na 2005. Osha na den about 8 years back. 8 years back ni yakwa go omo saying 4. Just akwa say AstroTurf ni kurenti na omo nya omo hu didi ye no. Natural grass and cow ki kuomo kra edi kra. Yakwa omo 4. 8 years later they came omo ba AFCON. Ebe ye den ebe yi free mu. Omo no mu yi eliminate Ghana. Omo mana so a omo say so yi Senegal free mu. It omo made in edition no. Omo drew quarter finals. Omo yi Ghana free mu we no. And I think semi finals South Africa na ye den. I think yi omo free mu. And now the Gambia mu ba. Enye the Gambia. One he been a year then he omu free mo minus. I'm telling you say omo no feel say omo so ye no o ye a year big team forgetting o ye big to hanti in 2013 AFCON reaching the quarterfinals after a dramatic penalty shootout win over Ghana in round of 16. Omo first captain your friend Ryan Mendes ono lead you and omo hesitate here through penalties against South Africa, the host nation. And omo dey den omo di omo free mu. Then omo ba biem the 2 years later. A year 2015. But in 2015 no that time no omo project no omo di omo boss qualifiers near the other no. It omo do 2015 there a year group stage and omo free mu. And omo year another rebuilding. And on bar till 2015 no omo biem till 2021. That is they have to do another rebuilding. On say omo off.
Yeah.
After 2015 you will be 2017 and 2019 ni nyina omo anye dey omo amabi 2 editions they didn't come ni nyina no omo ye omo hu ye 2021 omo twe omo ti omo do quarter finals e ho no omo share Senegal and omo lose to the Gambia. 2023 on say on project no end here no on so ba 2 project no dey on ba 2 project no end here no omo ko die 2 editions and omo ba here no omo ba quarter finals and omo say so eboru mu 2023 ya born 2024 na omo wo Ghana group no omo Egypt group, Egypt, Ghana, Mozambique, and a Cape Verde. Omo topic group no ahead of Ghana and Egypt. And a Ghana the new Uber fee. And omo modia a share Mauritania 1-0. And almost a year then any South Africa Sako boy quarter finals on penalties. It appears say Ghana cry now defeating on penalties no. Almost a 2-1. Almost a 2-1 on penalties. And almost a Senegal on penalties. But South Africa and Kwan you almost free penalties. So it means that penalties no. Every 50 almost a danyade. With the Monshadi the next edition. Who could show more penalties or who the ABC. Enti sa 4 tournaments na o ma ba ni nyina no o ma about 10 group games obi an hye omo 10 group games obi an yeden en hye omo World Cup qualifiers 2014 they were on the verge of qualifying obekaya no mo top your group to top omo top your group nanka o ma there o ma pair with the big teams. That's 2014.
Yeah.
And I'm going to unqualified player. And I think Tunisia benefited from that. And that a year qualifies. Ball on boy no in Yasam Ketua. This is a country may come some. Yan share and pictures nibi. A quay on Namswa. Omo eche a year you for. Cameroon. I mention Cameroon where it went wrong for them. Even after beating Cape Verde 4. Beating them 4-1. Into Omo Mani Bini. Fine baby girls. Cameroon share Mauritius 3-0. And no kwa we ne Libya kobo draw. Ono di kan share na Libya ene etse. Ena obeshe Cape Verde 4-1. Ena osaso ni Angola kobo 1-1. Oni kobo 1-1. Ade ema Cameroon en qualify ko AFCON en ko World Cup no eni at least some better up your group ni omoni Eswatini kobo 0-0. Amuni Eswatini sa 2 points no eno na omuko game we mu no now they needed to beat Cape Verde at all costs. They needed to beat Cape Verde at all costs. As we say no more 2 points no more ko we na they no mu here say draw or say Cape Verde never out and then the so this is the people omo here na on stadium hono na video no twagu video ni twagu so after omo ehye omo wie no BRTC park so this is the stadium omo jubilate kama no enti Cape Verde for no enije aba no omo qualified here but baby they just need a victory to qualify and victory no omo trefi no money Eswatini abo. If you see football here and cannot credit here, but sa a cannot credit wa kaka was kaka Cameroon question. What I say cannot credit one papa, mo say cannot credit ampa. Name say cannot credit. Anka Cameroon koko share a Cape Verde. So this is the story of a Cape Verde. They had only 2 FA presidents in the recent times, and the 2 FA presidents, will be by quarter 20 started 2015, and one about 2 teams that were check a cra. The ama yebeka se to aso no ebinie. The abema timanfo no se mo kwa akoye mu congress obi akra mfa ho se mo kwa akoye ye we obi anka ho asem because anitia ba We are going to the World Cup for the first time. And every time you see the improvement, every time you see said there is development. Now, almost say almost to telephone, almost to me stretch it. I'm over bed 15. One more country 15. Meaning to help develop football. Install artificial turf pitches for the national team youth development, addressing the country's lack of natural grass fields due to its arid climate. Into your climate, no, and ama to me then, to me and use natural grass, and use then astroturfs no. And he almost say feels no we install no. 15 pitches across the country. And as almost by 2013, the country had 15 artificial pitches. Time almost at no FIFA ranking, we 180. If we do 65.
So meaning time we were FIFA Sikanum in 2000s, no, from 2000 to 2013, mean at least 15 pitches.
Yes,
that shows they are putting their money to good use.
From now up to now, it is possible say
they will have
more than.
Yes.
So you ask the FA say, say we no. We are not talking about. Nobody is talking about the government. Yeah. They are talking about the FIFA Go project.
Project Sika.
FIFA Go project. As at 2013. 2013, ne ye ba be remu or Aqua World Cup 2014. No, almost 15 a year pitches across the country. And our baby so almost say, Obebisa say, omo country no mo do okra so ye dey saying.
So mo dey 15 pitches
near. But they are making sure say everywhere in the country will get these pitches. Yen ya ye numa buy. You start to see ye bobo Kwame Nkrumah abreso. Bisa won say efi ni wo pitches do saying. Or pitches do saying. Efi na sam ne e ka onya ban no. Enti this is the story of omo coach no fa ne to so mame. The coach of Bubuku a friend no Capo Verde. And I say my friend Capo Verde. Omo coach no your friend no Laito Brito or Kevedi ni mapa Laito and I Laitao Brito. Oh no my friend Brito ofikromu nti won ne kala no no espiritu mo so mo say nani mo omu nyina efi Kevedi edi ebebo ma baso na ba ne se ana akono se aman kitenkete no emum na enya quality leadership anka oman winki enya quality leadership akibe moving mountains cause we right to dream kakre yo mo ba be hye ya na anu ya ye boy na right to dream players omo national team ni mo nuama mukra mai kama adin abranti your friend the obo right back Caleb Renchi onsu jinam Mohamed Kudus 3 Ibrahim Osman no so because Ibrahim Osman ye ni Chad no obebobi 4 nuama mai and it's nuama ya den mi onon ko on say obe possible be 8 players obe to me nya right to dream 8 players are omunyina ebo national team no so there na kire say efe ni mu ono a lot of resources coming from FIFA abiness ahwe national teams na utimi so musika omunya ni nyina e wo nsem no so omuka so omo no large scale ye bi wo Accra ye academy wo all the regions o de man na district all the regions academy so right to dream nko atumi man 8 imagine there other way no so be be man your nipa no your resources no, you could clearly see they don't even have land. Omo need land. They don't even have fertile land to even so omo dia natural grass. They have to resort to a artificial turf. Nti no na matches ni nyina no ase omo abɔ ni nyina nti no na me adom a ɔkyena ekɔ no ase ebi mba yiyi omuti na ye de aba na bibia nso atumi ade akɔyi ɛwɔ ha no wote Benedict nka abrante a yɛfrɛ no ko the virus and extreme issue nyame adom na adom dem ya yɛbɛsa ɛhya yakra mo